Today, I have 5 copywriting exercises that you can get started doing today, right now. But before I do, make sure you come and join Funnel Hacker Pro. That's my private Facebook group. Tons of information in there. I give up free classes. We do workshops. Most people would pay to be in a group like this. It's Funnel Hacker Pro. Let's go. Welcome back, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Click that bell button to get those notifications. Click the thumbs up if you like the video. You can always take it back at the end if you didn't like the video. So I wanted to try to give you guys some exercises, kind of like what I started doing. So besides reading books and things like that, there's some other things that you can do to get started with understanding copywriting. Copywriting is unlike anything else that you've ever done in your career. Number one is it's kind of like one of the hardest things to learn, and it's the first thing that you should actually learn. Like if you try to look at Russell Brunson, for instance, he's a big marketer that's out there right now talking about funnels and funnel hacking and this and that and the other. None of the shit that Russell Brunson teaches you is going to work unless you understand copywriting and direct response marketing. He's kind of putting the cart before the horse because he wants you to use a software. But like, say, for instance, you're saying to yourself, hey, I'm going to, start doing drumming lessons and teaching people because I'm a good drummer and I'm going to teach people how to be a drummer. So I'll just start doing videos on how to be a drummer and then they'll come buy my shit. Well, that's wrong. So you need to understand what drummers want. You need to understand what drummers think about. You also need to understand how to communicate to potential drummers that want your lessons on how to go about getting those lessons and why it's so beneficial to them. And the place that you're going to do that the most is by making yourself a swipe file. Now, my swipe files are crazy. They're extensive, and I've got swipe files from all the greats. Gary Bencivenga, Gary Halbert. I've got David Deutsch. I've got, just trust me, I've got tons and tons of Eugene Schwartz, a ton of copywriting swipe files from Bob Bly, just from everybody, right? So from the beginning of time, from the 1900s all the way till now. And the only way you're going to do that is to start saving everything that you find. But here's an exercise that I want you to do once you start getting those swipe files, and these I even download just from web pages, right? So in order to start to mark those up and leave notes and start to really figure out what they're doing and who's talking to what. Like you see here, rapport, like you're like me, like in other words, like this is what they're doing here. I'm reading at what they're doing and I'm breaking the swipe files down. Now, the one thing you want to do when you get swipe files is get a lot of different types of swipe files. And so what I wanted to show you was I also get swipe files from ads. And I showed you this one swipe file because number one is long copy sells. A lot of people think, well, nobody's going to read all that. If they're interested in what you want, what you have for them, they're going to read it all. The next thing I want you to be careful of is when you get those swipe files, I want you to see, now this one has 4,000 views. That means that he's been running this ad over and over and over again, and it's been working for him. So I don't start taking swipe files until I've seen the ad for a few times, and I start seeing social proof down here. People are commenting and reacting, and then I know that he has 4,000 views. That means he's really been running this ad a lot, and he's been getting some type of traction from that ad. But screenshot these ads, and then what I want you to do, this is another tip here, is read these ads out loud as you begin to write them. We'll talk about that later, but read them out loud and see how they sound to you. The next tip that I want to talk about is the benefits of the benefits. And this is a mistake here in this particular ad where he says the viral features that it has is gamifications, coupons, PDF. These are features. But what you want to do here is you want to list the benefits of gamification. In other words, you have gamification, but what are the benefits of that? That means that people are going to stay around longer. They're going to use your product more. They're going to have your name ingrained in them, and they're going to remember your product. Those are the benefits of gamification, and I feel like he should have listed that. Coupons, PDFs, or redirect success options. These, you need to find the benefits. Give multiple prizes. That means that more people can win. More people will be interested in your contest. You see what I'm saying? A scarcity timer to increase conversions. Now, there's the benefit there. Increase conversions is the benefit. The scarcity timer is the feature. Works on any website. That is a feature. But why would you care about that? Because if you're going to use this for clients, they could have multiple. They could have WordPress. They could have landing pages like ClickFunnels, yada yada yada. You want to say that you can use that with multiple websites, so it will work with any client. In other words, you won't be missing money. So those are benefits that you need to be listing. So don't just put features here. Also put the benefits of the benefits. And there's a little bonus here I'm going to add on the end here, and that is the secret desires of their desires. So if you had, for instance, I always use the bicycle seat as a feature. We have a very comfortable leather bicycle seat. Why is that important to your prospect? Well, it's comfortable and you can ride longer. But what is their secret desire in riding longer? Different people have different reasons. What's the angle that you're selling the bicycle for? So if you're selling a bicycle for health reasons and you're selling it to, let's say, a senior citizen, it is very comfortable so you can ride longer with your grandchildren and stay alive longer. So you can spend more time with your grandchildren. These are the reasons. Or maybe they want to look younger again and they want to be able to look attractive to their mate. These are all things these are secret desires that nobody will ever tell you on a survey, but I want you to figure out how that would work and then start listing that inside of your copy. There's another way you can do copy here, and I want to show you there's some real free ways to go out there and get different little these are all from websites that I found, and that is on ClickBank. A lot of these are going to be found on ClickBank, and you'll find these copy. They have long form copy as well as videos. If you find videos, you can get those videos transcribed, and then you can print it out into be copy or whatever. And the next thing I wanted to show you was subscribe to every email service that you can possibly subscribe to. And the reason why I'm telling you that is because there's tons of really good copy in here, tons of really good subject lines. So here, health sign, the #1 prostate killer. So dear reader, did you eat this for breakfast this morning? And then click here to reveal. Nice little thing here to get them to induce a click. According to the National Institute of Health, this food could be killing your prostate, causing you to run the bathroom every hour, so making it that you can never feel truly relieved. In fact, if you eat this food on a regular basis, chances are you're waking up 2, 3, even 5 times a night to pee. Does that sound like you? Click here now to discover this prostate killing food. Now, did you hear how I read that? It flowed pretty good. So make sure you read your copy. But curiosity here. Here's another tip for you. Curiosity. I really want to know what this is. When you click this, it's going to take you to a sales page. That is your copy. Another thing, what you want to do is once you get inside of your email here and you separate things by, like this one is labeled health, and then you want to start seeing how many times they're running that same copy. The more they run that email, that means that it's converting really well. The only way you can do that is if you just keep getting emails all day. I've got tons of them all day long. Inside, I subscribe to everybody. So now I want to know about this reversing brain aging in 28 nights, right? So they run a lot of stuff for brain and memory and things like that. So I know that that's really important to my prospects. And then here's the copy right here in the email. Really important. The next tip I'm going to give you is that you read copy daily. Every day, take 20, 30 minutes or an hour to read a swipe file, read some copy. And the next tip I'm going to give you is to handwrite that copy out. Once you find out that they've been running this copy for the last year, for the last 2 years, and you know that it's some converting copy, once you know that, you want to handwrite that copy out, read it out loud, and start to understand the cadence of good copy. Another thing that's going to happen when you handwrite this copy out, and I wanted to show you this. I wanted to show you this so you can see that I'm not lying. If you want to look here, here's my accountability group. This is what I do when I was holding myself accountable, handwriting out copy every day. I was doing it. I was doing more than one a day. I was doing 2 or 3 a day, and I did this for, I don't know, 4 or 5 months or 6 months, and I still handwrite out copy. I do it over and over and over and over again. I just handwrite copy, and this was my accountability to show you that I actually handwrite it out. It does help. Number one is you start to understand what words they use commonly inside of copy, and you start to understand what good copywriting is about. Now, there's authors that have taken award-winning books, Pulitzer Prize-winning books or whatever, and written an entire book so they can know what it feels like to write a masterpiece, and then they've gone on to write books themselves. For me, it worked. I'm telling you, it works. If you handwrite out your copy, it's going to help you understand the flow, transitions, segues, if you will, and help you understand what words they use the most, so on and so forth. Read your copy out loud. And here's a big one that I want you to take away here. When you start writing your copy and you're going to get stumped on what to put in the copy, what I want you to do is walk away from the project. This was a big thing for Eugene Schwartz and Gary Halbert. And Gary Halbert would take index cards and he would put down headline ideas, put down fascinations and bullet points, and he would take and read through the product that he was dealing with and take notes, and he would write all that stuff down, and then he would put it in a box, and then he would go fishing or take his boat out or just get away and do some shit that had absolutely nothing to do with work. When you do that, things start popping in your head. You've heard the term, I'm going to sleep on it. It works. I didn't know how powerful that was until my wife pointed it out. A best friend of mine, a friend I've had for years, pointed it out. And a few people pointed it out to me and says, man, you do that all the time. You'll go to sleep and then you wake up and you'll have an idea. Then I started to recognize it and I started to single it out. And I go, fuck, I came up with an idea. So now I know when I wake up, a lot of times I'll come up with an idea for something that I was stumped on or I forgot something, and I'll come up with some brilliant shit. Walk away from your project. So let's just say, for instance, your project was this here, how you want to do this, like maybe some type of investment, right? So you say you have the investment and you want to know what the big idea for that is. Do all your research, write it down on index cards, take your notes, handwrite some copy out, look at some other headlines, get some ideas, write some headlines down, take all of that, put it in the box, and as you're stumped, you're going to walk away from it and just do something that has absolutely nothing to do with business. Go fishing, go hang out with your kids, just do anything. Go take a drive, do anything. Go to the park, go fly your drone, do something. And your mind will be working in the background, and it definitely works. Eugene Schwartz did it. Gary Halbert does it. Tons of people do that. Ben Settle. I've heard it too many times, and it does work. For me, if I sleep on it, my wife will tell me when I'm working on something too hard, she can notice it, and she'll say, you know what, you need to sleep on it. Now, when I'm really into something, I'm feverish about it, she just knows, nah, he's not going to leave it alone. But she can pick that right point when I'm not too deep into it to say, nah, dude, you just need to back away from it. And I'll go to sleep and I'll wake up, and it might even be 2 days later. It's going to come to you. It's going to hit you. As long as you really submerge yourself, which runs me right into the last tip that I have for you on an exercise, is you need to submerge yourself for at least 60 days, 90 days, maybe even 6 months. Just really get into direct response marketing and start reading copy. At least do it for, I'm going to say 90 days is a minimum. 6 months will really have you going on. Dan Kennedy heard that people would handwrite copy. And so like they would do 90 pages of copy, handwrite it out in 90 days. So he heard that that's what most people did. He said, well, I'm going to write out 500. My goal was to write out 1,000, right? So you should make your goal and I got that from Floyd Mayweather when he asked, how many miles did Muhammad Ali run when he won those championships? They say 20. Well, put me down for 40. And I do the same thing. When I found out that Dan Kennedy did 500, my goal is to do 1,000. And I think I'm close to that now, but I still have quite a ways to go. You're going to start to understand, like even this risk fee and refund guarantees. You're going to start looking at everything, and you're going to submerge yourself into why they did everything. And understanding more than one portion of direct response copywriting is important, because now instead of calling yourself a copywriter when you go to a company, you can call yourself a consultant. Consultants get paid way more money, and they're not boxed in to just being a freelance copywriter. What you want to do is become a consultant and get a percentage of the companies that you do business with and become partners. And how you do that is understanding what parts of their funnels are broken, how can you fix that funnel, how can you create products for them, and understanding marketing and understanding the business side of things. Maybe they need to add some monthly products in there to get some type of monthly income. Maybe they need to add more steps to their funnel and their profit and their ladder, and their value ladder. You need to understand all those things. Maybe they need to tighten up some email sequences that aren't quite plugging those leaks up, and really get inside the company. In order to understand that, you need to understand everything that surrounds direct response marketing. I want you to become a direct response marketing powerhouse, and then start understanding different channels. So everybody's stuck on Facebook, but just like the other day, somebody in my group asked me, hey man, how should I do this? I have some t-shirts for sale. And I says, well, go to Instagram and deal with influencers directly. And people don't think about that. Different things call for different measures. So, they have that one saying that says that, as soon as somebody gets a hammer, everything looks like a nail. Don't get stuck into that. Understand how to use RVMs for voicemail drops. Understand how to use direct mail, like to the house, like snail mail. Understand how to use Google ads, YouTube ads, Facebook, and just native ad networks. Understand how all of it works. Understand that front-end sales and back-end sales are two different things. Understand the math of direct response marketing, which all marketing is. It's nothing more than math. Once you get that math down, you can make tons of money for other people and partner up with them. I don't want you to go get a job. I don't want you to go work for somebody else. What I want you to do is become partners with other companies and go on in joint ventures and start making real money. Hey man, if you enjoyed this video, send it out, share it with other people, man. Click that thumbs up if you liked the video. If you haven't subscribed and you dug this video, go ahead and hit the subscription button and that bell to make sure that you get notifications whenever I upload videos. I'll be uploading daily now. Hey man, if you're gonna do this direct response marketing thing, man, it's gonna have to be an everyday thing. There should be no excuses, no explanations. Go get it done.